With the 2024 free agency class slowly coming upon us here with just about a month out, the Oklahoma City Thunder are linked to potentially every single center in this year's free agency class because they do have the cap room to get them. However, there are three that are at the top of the list that it's a surefire that OKC is going to sign one of these three guys. What up? It's Bryson Akins here from the Thunder Digest video for you guys today. Before we get all this though, I want to take a moment, recognize only 13% of you guys coming back and watching the channel are subscribed. The other 86% of you guys haven't hit that subscribe button yet. So if you find yourself coming back and you enjoy the content, just go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel. And now we can go ahead and get into the video, as we've already talked about these guys before, but it's becoming more clear each and every single day that the Thunder and Sam Presti are going to try and sign one of these guys. From a recent tweet here, Nic Claxton, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jonas Valanciunas are potential targets for the OKC Thunder per Mike Scotto. Rival executives are monitoring the Thunder as a potential team in the free agent center market this summer, with several names available, such as Nic Claxton, who can potentially command over $20 million on the market, as noted by Hoops Hype, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jonas Valanciunas, who's not expected to return to New Orleans. So there's an update right there, let alone with one of the guys, with Jonas Valanciunas, who's not expected to return to New Orleans right there. He's expected to try and find a new team, and the Thunder could be that team, but I have some thoughts about him. But before that, I just want to talk about the two other guys, because I feel like Claxton or Hartenstein might be better additions to the team than what Jonas can bring. First, talking about Claxton here. This is an article that I saw. I want to say it was Clutch Points posted it. But they're talking about three free agent targets for the Thunder. Number one guy we'll talk about in another video, but this is what they had to say about Claxton. As stated above, rebounding is arguably the Thunder's biggest need. However, giving a big contract to someone who cannot play alongside Holmgren doesn't make sense. The 2022 draftee was second in Rookie of the Year voting this season after missing his would-be rookie season due to injury. He's talking about Chet there. Claxton is a starting caliber center too, but the two could share the court together. Holmgren has experience at the power forward position, and he shot the three ball incredibly well. The Gonzaga product could play stints at the four, while Claxton takes on the burden of guarding centers. Claxton is one of the best shot blockers in the NBA, and with Holmgren's help side rim protection, the duo would be one of the hardest to score on in the interior in the league. So that alone, adding Claxton to this team, because we already know he's a great defender. A lot of people consider him to be a top 20 defender in the league and potentially even a top 10 center in the league. I definitely see him as a top 10 center in the league. He could even be a top 5 defensive center if you want to go that far. That might be a little bit of a hot take. However, I do think the addition of him, because he has decent size on his body, he has a decent frame, he boxes out and rebounds well, and he is one of the better rim protectors in the league. And he has a very impressive vertical. He gets up there high as well. And so adding that in with Chet for that backside rim protection that Chet can apply while Claxton is holding it down in the paint, I think our defense would be set, because as you notice, in the playoffs, we were kind of getting killed on the inside with all these alley-oops and just getting back down low in the paint, just because we didn't have the size or rim protection to go up against guys like Jonas Valanciunas or Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, and those guys. But another player that kind of comes out to mind that I think would fit best in our system, well, Sam Presti wants us to be able to pass and shoot the ball and be a bunch of playmakers, is Hartenstein, especially what they had to say in this article here. Hartenstein is one of the best passing centers in the league. On an offense that likes to keep the ball moving, Hartenstein wouldn't slow down the Thunder's fluidity on that end like a number of backup centers would. Think Andre Drummond. He also provides traditional center skills like rebounding and screening. Hartenstein has earned a bigger role, and the Thunder might not be able to provide him with that, especially if they're committed to playing Holmgren exclusively at the 5. The team will have more than enough money to pry him away from New York, though, and coming off of the bench might be Hartenstein's long-term home anyways. At only 26 years old, Hartenstein still fits the Thunder's timeline. I'm glad they brought that up, how he's only 26 years old, how he's still a young guy. It's the same with Claxton. Claxton is also a young guy as well. And that fits into what we have going on here at OKC. Guys slowly entering their prime, or, trying to find their way into that role that they can have and be the best player that they can be, because we're a very young team. We are. Majority of our team is under the age of 25, and that's impressive when you have a squad like that, and we're playing at such a high level already with guys already entering their prime higher, sooner than they expected, such as SGA, 25 years old and already is an MVP candidate. Chet Holmgren, one of the top centers in the league, and what is his rookie season. J-Dub in his second season, one of the best second scoring options in the league. Dort, also young guy, one of the best defenders in the league. And so it just goes to show you, we developed young guys at a quick level, and adding in another young guy such as Claxton or Hartenstein could develop our offense and defense just a little bit more. However, I kind of want to look at the stats and the size and also talk about which I think would be the best option for us. Looking at Claxton first, he's 6'11", 215 pounds. So like I said, it's a good frame. That's a decent frame. It would be nice if he has that 7 foot mark, but an inch under that isn't all that much. 25 years old as well. Averaged 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists this year on 62% shooting from the field. That was 5th in the league. He was 13th in rebounds. So, of course, that alone right there is going to help us out with the rebounding and the field goal percentage. Those two things alone are going to help us out big time. Then you got to look at another guy. These are Hartenstein stats. He is a little bit of a bigger frame at 7 foot and 250 pounds. In his 5th season, he's 26 years old, 7.8 points per game, 8.3 rebounds. That was 20th in the league, and 2.5 assists on 64% shooting from the field. So when you look at that, better numbers than, or I say better numbers, better field goal number than Claxton there. However, I think you also got to keep in mind, the reason his points aren't as high or rebounds or assists is because he was a bench guy majority of the year. He would only go into that starting role when Mitchell Robinson was injured, because we know he is an injury-prone guy. But when going into that starting center role, he definitely filled it quite well. Then with this last guy, who I don't think should be the fit or signing, is Jonas Valanciunas. He's 6'11", 265 pounds, and yes, he gets boards. We saw that clearly in the series against the Thunder, or in the series against the Pelicans, I should say, when the Thunder were playing them. 12.2 points, 8.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 55 field goal percentage. He's, like I mentioned, 6'11", 265 pounds. He's older, though, 32, but he brings an experience. That's the upside with him. However, I don't think he fits in with what we have going on in OKC. That's the problem. He is your traditional center. That's what he is, and he's older. There's no guarantee he's going to play like he did last season and into this next season. There's no guarantee about that. Once you start getting older, it's natural for the decline to happen. That's why I think our focus should be on Claxton and Hartenstein, but keep Jonas Valanciunas as the backup option in case those two guys don't pan out and you can't sign them to the team. I think we have the money to sign both those guys, however, and so I don't think Jonas Valanciunas will ever really come onto this team, even if we, I just think it's going to come down between Claxton or Hartenstein. But if I had my choice between the two, it's very tough. It is, because I don't know what Presti is thinking. I don't. No one knows what Presti is thinking. He keeps his thoughts, and he makes sure when he's talking to the media, he is very well trained when talking in press conferences to not reveal anything. Because we don't know if he wants a traditional, rebounder and post scorer and rim protector in that in this free agency signing with all this cap space we have, or someone that's another playmaker that allows us to move the ball around a little bit more. So it's definitely very strange. Both players provide something to this team that is very valuable. Hartenstein provides playmaking and sets with decent screens. That's what he is. He's kind of like he moves the ball around well. As a center, he moves it around very well. Claxton, on the other hand, he would improve our defense tenfolds. Just adding in that extra rim protector, allowing Chet to kind of back off and play more help defense and not have to kind of clog that paint and leave some wide open mid-range shots that would kill us. I think that helps us out a ton there. It's just both players bring a different side to the game that I think we could definitely benefit from. Is there a chance we could get both? I don't think so. I think Claxton's going to demand somewhere, anywhere from $20 to $23 million per year. I think it'll probably be if OKC is smart, they would offer him a 2-year, $22 million deal. So we also have the money to extend Chet and J-Dub after their rookie contracts are up, when his also expires there. So we have the cap space for him, because we also are going to be able to sign SGA to the Supermax deal, which he definitely deserved. But then Hartenstein, he can come off the bench for us. And I feel like he could also start in that starting center role at 7 foot, 250 pounds. I feel like he could also be a starter for us and just add on that playmaking and rebounding, because it's not like he doesn't rebound well. He does. He boxes out and he makes sure he grabs boards. It's just both players provide a different kind of skill set of this team. And just realistically, I wouldn't be mad with either of those two options. I just think Jonas Valanciunas should not be the first option, no matter what. I'm sure a bunch of Thunder fans could agree. I think he should be just the backup option if none of it pans out there for some reason. And also, I know a lot of people want to bring up Zach Edey as well. Why don't we go draft him with the 12th pick? I think that would be a mistake. Just being honest, I can go into video delving on that a little bit more, the 12th overall pick there. But I think the plan should be go after both of them at the same time and just see which one is more budget friendly. That's my thought process. You can trade for another guy. That's all I got for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.